Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. In today's story, OP is happy that she is going to be a mom for the third time and shares this happy time with her family, but her sister is not at all happy with the news. OP could not believe that her sister could be so cruel, and things get worse when their mother chooses sister's side. Am I the idiot for telling my sister her baggage isn't my issue? I, 28, female, am a single mom of 3 kids. I met my daughter when I was 22 volunteering in a mentor program. Her bio mom asked that I take her in for a while when she was having a hard time, so I agreed to become her foster parent. Then 2 years ago we got the paperwork together for me to become her official guardian. I plan to adopt when kiddo is old enough to tell me that's what she wants. Last year I got a phone call from my daughter's caseworker, informing me that her bio mom had another child and she wanted him to be placed with his sister, so I took him in too. I didn't plan on having any other children, but I met someone, it didn't last, and long story short is that I have a first grader, a toddler, and I'm 25 weeks. My sister Bree, 34, female, always loved hanging with my kids whenever she had the spare time. She's been struggling with infertility since she and her husband started trying for a baby 8 years ago, and I can tell how badly she wants to be a mom. I really do hope that someday it does happen for her, because it's all she's ever wanted. Since I announced my pregnancy though, Bree has been kind of distant. I thought that maybe it was just life stuff or I was being overly emotional due to hormones, so I didn't really press her on it or anything and went about things as usual. Our mom invited us all to dinner the other night, so I got my kiddos settled with a sitter and drove to my mom's place. Dinner went mostly fine, but Bree kept giving me looks every time someone brought up the pregnancy, and towards the end of the night she asked why I even adopted 2 children if I clearly had no trouble making a baby of my own. I told her that when I started fostering my oldest, it was just to give her a safe place to live until her mom could get things sorted. Unfortunately that didn't happen, and now her brother is with me too. I love my children and I'm happy to be their mom, but it wasn't my intention in the beginning to adopt via foster care. I wanted their bio mom to work things out, and my heart genuinely hurts for her because she wasn't able to do that. Bree then said that it feels like I'm rubbing my kids in her face. She told me that it isn't fair that I basically had 2 kids fall into my lap and then decided to be reckless and get knocked up too, all while she's been trying for years to have a child with no luck. She said it's cruel and unfair that I took 2 babies from the system that could have gone to parents who deserved them, all while being able to easily have one on my own. I ended up telling her that while it sucks, it's not my fault that some people want kids and can't have them, and that her infertility baggage isn't really my issue. Our mother asked me to leave and the next day called me to tell me that I was being unnecessarily cruel to my sister when I know what she's been going through. Now I don't know if what I said was out of line. OP gives more information in the comments about her kids and their bio mom. I truly don't fault my kid's bio mom for her circumstances. Her story isn't mine to share, but I could never judge her. She's a good person, and she did everything she could to make sure that her children would be safe and cared for, even if that meant that they couldn't be with her anymore. I'm honored that she chose me to look after her little ones, and I think the most selfless thing a parent can do is admit that what might be best for their child is letting them live with someone else. I don't want to go into the bio mom's situation, because her story isn't mine to tell, but she's a wonderful woman. She did everything she could to have her little ones with her again, but when she knew she wouldn't be able to do that, she asked that I care for them instead. I feel very fortunate and honored to have been entrusted with these 2 children, and I don't consider anything their mother has asked of me to be entitled or even vaguely moronic. I know it wasn't easy for her to let her children go, but she did what she felt was best and put them first. Also about her sister. She and her husband have said that they'd prefer not to foster because they don't want to endure the heartbreak of caring for a child that may always want to go back to their bio parents. I think it's why they haven't adopted yet either. I try not to be judgmental about either of those choices, because I know they're hurting, and fostering isn't easy. I feel people should go into it with the mindset of providing a home for a child in need instead of having a child in your home to fulfill your own needs. Geez, I understand that your sister is upset about not being able to get pregnant, but there's no reason for her to act like this to you. Your response to her was appropriate, according to the things she said to you. Your mother shouldn't have told you to leave her house. I don't understand how she sided with your sister after everything she said to you. She can't excuse your sister every time she says something mean and disrespectful to someone just because she's hurt. That's not how things work. I know she's going through a tough time and people around her are more protective and more tolerant of the things she does, but you can't forgive everything. Saying you've got 2 kids that could go to parents who really deserve it. And does she deserve them? Does she by any chance intend to adopt a child? No, then why is she complaining about you doing this? Does she have any idea how lucky your children are for end up with you? Who knows what would have happened to them if you hadn't taken them in? Could they be with wonderful parents? Yes. But they could also be in the system until now. Shame on your sister. I hope she soon regrets the way she spoke to you, the things she said to you and about your children. May she apologize to you soon, may she be able to see beyond her pain and see how wrong she is. And also your mother, she was completely wrong saying you are being deliberately cruel to your sister was the one being cruel to you. So no OP, you are definitely not the idiot. And what do you guys think? What would you do if you were OP? Now let's read the comments before going to the update. Not the idiot. She asked why I even adopted 2 children if I clearly had no trouble making a baby of my own. Why haven't you adopted any children, since you clearly have trouble making a baby of your own? I mean, that would be unnecessarily harsh, but I have zero sympathy for people who act like the universe owes them a biological child. Not the idiot. Your sister is being jealous and petty and it's misdirected. You don't have to deal with it and what you said was right. Congrats on your 3 children. You sound like a great mother. Not the idiot. If she really cared about children and foster care, she would become a foster parent herself. This is purely about her. What are you supposed to do? Stop making fertility choices just because it makes her feel bad. She said it's cruel and unfair that I took 2 babies from the system that could have gone to parents who deserved them, all while being able to easily have one on my own. She is, not well informed on what is going on with the foster system in America. Not the idiot. The point of fostering is to give children a home, not to fill a gap in an infertile couple's life. Children are entitled to a home. People aren't entitled to children. Not the idiot. You're right. Her baggage isn't your problem. While it's understandable for her to be jealous of you, she's the a-hole for actually being mean about it. And what did you guys think of the comments? Do you agree with them? What do you think OP should do? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the update. Update: Am I the idiot for telling my sister her baggage isn't my issue? Hi, I know it's only been a few days since I last posted, but some things happened and I've decided to rinse my hands of the situation, so I thought I'd provide you all with an update. First though, I do want to thank you for your feedback. It was nice to be reassured that I wasn't being overly mean, as that's what I was mainly worried about. I do really love my sister and I don't ever want to cause her to hurt, even when we are fighting. So my mom was supposed to go to my anatomy scan with me yesterday, but she called me and told me that because Bree is still upset to the point of not speaking to me, she didn't want to make it any worse by going to the appointment. I took my toddler with me instead, and he was great company. The nurses absolutely loved having him there, and it was easier not to think about the fact that my mom ditched me when I had him to focus on. Mom did text me later wanting to know if the baby was a boy or a girl and if everything went all right, but I still haven't texted her back because I feel like I'd just end up getting even more hurt about the situation. I don't think I'm going to try anymore with either of them. I wanted to in the beginning because I think Bree just needs to talk to a therapist and sort her feelings out, but our mom deciding to skip out on this appointment with me just kinda sealed the deal. I sent Bree's husband a message, since Bree has blocked me, telling them both that I hope things work out for them in all the ways they deserve, and that I am genuinely sorry if I hurt her. I recommended talking to a therapist or support group of some kind, and said that when Bree has worked through all of the things she still needs to work through, she's more than welcome to call me. My dad found out about the argument and he's offered to come drive down with his wife to stay with me when the baby gets here, since the plan was originally for my mom to do it instead. I told him I'd let him know once it gets closer to the actual date, but I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. I'm not gonna focus too much on Bree and my mom right now. My kiddos are my priority and I think what's best is to keep them away from the drama, so I don't plan on allowing Bree or my mom around for a while. Thank you guys again so much for all of your responses, as it was really helpful to have outside perspectives on the situation. It definitely helped me figure out a few things for myself. Edit, baby number 3 is a little boy. You all are so sweet for asking. Edit number 2, some people have been asking, so I wanted to clarify a few things. My kid's bio mom and I had initially agreed upon me caring for the oldest without any outside court involvement, just an agreement between the two of us. 2 years after that initial agreement, I was 24, and it was clear that my daughter would be staying with me for much longer than originally intended, so then bio mom and I did mutually decide on court involvement to make the situation official. Neither of the kids were infants when I was granted custody of them. My toddler hung out with the nurses at the front of the clinic while I was in the actual appointment. LOL, he was too little to be allowed back. OP also gives more info in the comments. But don't leave us hanging. How is your baby? Are their siblings excited? What about the names? Baby is doing great, he's measuring perfectly, all the tests came back good, and everything is going really smoothly. The oldest two are over the moon. My daughter is insisting on giving the new baby the first toy I got her when she started living with me, and my son's favorite new thing to ask is when his little brother is going to get here. I'm all out of name ideas though. I need to find some before I run out of time, LOL. You're like shockingly well adjusted. I think if someone asked me to be a parent at 22, I'd have said yes and then imploded. It definitely wasn't easy in the beginning, there was a lot of trial and error, but I managed. In the end, I definitely consider it to be one of the best choices I ever made. I can't imagine my life without my kiddos in it. OP also tell us. I haven't adopted them, quite yet. I am their custodial parent/legal guardian as of right now, but I think I want to wait until they fully understand what it means to be adopted, before I put in the paperwork. I'm thinking of holding off until they're at least teenagers, but if either of them tell me before that this is what they want, I'm more than willing to do it sooner. I just want it to be 100% their choice. What are the differences between legal guardianship and an adoption? How old is the toddler now? Honestly, there wouldn't be much of a difference between the shift from legal guardianship to adoption. The main thing would be that they'd get new birth certificates with me listed as their mother, instead of their original one with their bio mom. They also might not have access to a lot of their old medical records and family history, because that info would essentially be replaced with mine. My littlest one is 2 years old, so I don't think he'd be big enough to understand it fully for a while. I think I'll try to adopt them both around the same time, whenever that day comes though. I'm hoping that me being open with them about how we came to be a family will help to ease any chaos that could ensue in the future. For me, the goal is just to give them complete agency over this choice. I get the feeling Dad is low-key so excited to be able to be there after the baby is here. Oh, he is absolutely over the moon about it. My daughter made him a world's best grandpa card about a year after she started living with me, and he loved it so much that he had it framed and put it up in the living room. Both the kids have him totally wrapped around their fingers, so I just know it'll be the same with the next one. OP also shared this about her sister's behavior. I hope that one day she realizes how harmful it is to view kids in the system as tools to build a family, rather than as children in need of safety and care. I wish more people centered kids in conversations of adoption, instead of centering the adults who are seeking to adopt them. I'm sorry, OP, I'm not going to lie, I really hoped your mom and sister would see their mistakes and apologize to you. Good that in all of this, you have the support of your dad and stepmother, but I still hoped to hear another kind of update. One where you also had the support of your mom and sister, but who knows, maybe in the future. I hope your sister gets therapy soon and gets the help she needs, and that one day she has the baby she wants so much. Oh, and best wishes to you and your baby boy. I hope that in the future his grandmother and aunt be part of his life too. But now you have to focus on what it's best for your kids and yourself. Good luck, OP. What I love most about this is how you defended Bio Mom from criticism in the original post. We don't know her circumstances, and the fact you are willing to stand up for her is commendable, and will surely bode well for the mental health of your adopted children in the long run. You sound like a deeply compassionate person. Oh, absolutely. I will always defend her. She was my kid's first home, and she always will be. I think it would be awful to ever sit and speak ill of her, when I've never had to walk in her shoes or face her struggles. She trusted me to care for the two most precious people in her life, and I'm so very lucky to have been allowed this honor. I feel like your mom is making excuses for your sister's bad behavior and, in the process, is reinforcing said behavior. I think you made the best call you can for yourself and children. Just be sure to set good boundaries and be ready to reinforce them, because once the dust settles, someone may attempt to test them. And not the idiot, this time or last. It really sounds like Bree is the golden child and OP the scapegoat, and it's always been this way. Would explain a lot of the entitlement of Bree and why OP would ask if she was the a-hole in the first place, since scapegoats are often made believe everything is their fault. Your sister really needs therapy. And you really need to focus on yourself and the kiddos. Enjoy the pregnancy and the two oldest. Ask your father to come and stay with you, take this as a gift to strengthen the bonds with him. And don't let anyone, sister, mom, get under your skin. What did you guys think of this whole situation? What would you do if you had a sister like OP has? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now, or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.